Okay, so in this video I'm going to bring you a quick update from over here in Puerto Pollensa. We're going to be talking about sunbeds, we're going to be talking about some building works, we're going to be talking about taxis, and we're going to be talking about the Pine Walk as well. So let's start from over here on Puerto Pollensa beach. You can see it's looking very lovely today. In fact, the beach is looking quite wintry still because, as you can see, we still do not have sunbeds on the beaches, and I'm filming this on the 17th of May. Now, as we head on into June, I'm really keeping my fingers crossed here that we're going to start seeing the roll out of beach services and sunbeds over here in the port. And from my last report that you may have seen when I was last down here, you will know that the tendering process had finished on the 6th of May, and all that whole bureaucratic system about agreeing who's going to be the contractor for Puerto Pollensa this summer and getting the permissions as well to roll the sunbeds out, well, that's an ongoing process at the moment, and I'm pretty sure no one really cares, anyone watching this video, no one really cares who provides those sunbeds, just that those sunbeds are put on the beaches, because I'm reading a lot on the social media forums and seeing a lot of opinions from holiday makers, and everyone just wants those beach services back and up and running over here in the port. Now, it's not great really, because as you know, and as you are probably aware, we do get a lot of older tourists coming over here on holiday to Puerto Pollensa. It's very much an older person's resort, and it's a family resort. So of course, while you can go into the shops and you can buy sunbeds and beach umbrellas, it's not quite the same as coming down to the beach here, having the disabled walkways, the boardwalks onto the beaches, and also having the option as well to rent sunbeds for the day. There's nice big sturdy sunbeds, because not everyone wants to lie on the sand. So as soon as I get word that they're getting the sunbeds on the beaches, as soon as they have a price guide, as soon as we have all the other beach services out here as well, including the chiringuitos, it'd be great to see the fantastic chiringuitos like the rocker to my left hand side back on the beach, and the water sports facilities that we normally have running down the beach, such as the pedalos and the paddle boards as well. As soon as all that is up and running, I shall let you know, and I'll give you a full price guide to that too. So consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be hopefully back up here soon with that news. Okay, so while I bring you a few nice views from over Puerto Pollensa beach here, we're going to take a little walk just down the road here, because I do have some news about some building works which I missed out on my last video. So let's go and get an update. Okay, so in my last video update, I missed out giving an update from over here from the development right behind the beach, which is right next to the Hobby Club apartments. Now, I do believe that Jet2 have been advising holiday makers who do have bookings at the Hobby Club of the ongoing building site that we have. It's about 20 metres away, I think. It's about a building and a half away, and across the road as well. I thought I'd just come down here to give you a realistic view of what this building site is like and how far along it's come as well. And maybe you can gauge the finish date as well. Like I said, I'm filming this in the middle of May. They're obviously going to progress this building site here as we go on into June. There's probably not going to be a stop on building works either going through June either. And also, as it gets hotter as well, you're actually not allowed to build when the temperature reaches a certain temperature as well, so the works may grind to a halt in high temperatures too. But if you are expecting to come over to Hobby Club apartments and you have a booking coming up in the following weeks, this is what it's like. You can hear some heavy machinery behind me. We had a cement mixer just as I got here as well. It's not too noisy actually. You're going to maybe hear a little bit of whirring from machines, maybe a little bit of banging as well, a little bit of drilling too. I don't think it's too bad, and it is a fair distance. It's not completely next door to the Hobby Club either. So if you are given the option to change accommodation by your tour operator, well, I hope this video clip gives you a better idea of what it's like. But we're going to head on down to the Pine Walk, where I'm going to continue this video, because we've got a few other issues that I want to make you aware of and I want to cover too. So I couldn't come down to Puerto Pollensa today without just giving you a few views over the beach. You can see it's actually quite busy down here. There's a little bit of wind on the water too. But look at everyone with their beach tents and their beach umbrellas. And also what is, I think, most disappointing to see is that we just don't have the disabled access boardwalk onto the beach either. I can see someone's come down here with their mobility chair. It's not great. Come on, Puerto Pollensa, sort it out. Summer is coming. So most annoyingly for me is that these toilets have not been opened either because, well, this block of loos here is all part of the tendering process here for the beach services, for the sunbeds and the chiringuitos. So anyone coming down to the beach as well, you're probably going to have to cut your time short if you do need the loo, which is maybe a little bit annoying if you're coming here on holiday. Okay, so I've come down to the centre of Puerto Pollensa. I'm actually standing here in the taxi rank. You can see some taxis behind me as well. But I do have an update for you from over here in the port regarding getting taxis. And bearing in mind it's only May, well, it has been very busy down here in terms of getting taxis. And I just want to put out that warning to you. Now, I have seen a post over on the I Love Puerto Pollensa Facebook page. I will drop a link to that group below. It's actually a really, really great resource if you're coming over here on holiday, so always happy to mention them. I've got some fantastic information over there. But I did see a post, I think it was made by a resident as well, whose daughter is actually working over here in the port, who was finding it very, very hard to get a taxi back home late at night. Now, I just want to warn you about this because obviously it's going to get worse going on into the summer. But why is that? Simply because during the summer months, the population of Puerto Pollensa does double with the huge influx of tourists, and there just does not seem to be the taxi services to accommodate everyone, it seems. Because, and I have to say, while we do have in the southwest of Mallorca, we've got an Uber service, Uber does not extend up here in Puerto Pollensa, so anyone wanting to catch taxis over here are very much dependent on the taxis that we have over here in town. But I wanted to also make you aware that there is a good public bus service out here, and the very last bus coming from Port d'Alcúdia, coming from Alcúdia Port, which will go through Alcúdia Old Town and down into Puerto Pollensa, leaves from around midnight. It's about midnight, 12:05. Pick up the bus in the port. If you're going out to dinner in Alcúdia Port, jump on that last bus back. It'll take you into Alcúdia Old Town for just after midnight. Then it'll bring you down to Puerto Pollensa and then over to Pollensa Old Town. If you're going into Puerto Pollensa Old Town for the evening for dinner, the last bus back is at 11:20, so write that down, make a note of it. If you don't want to take a risk trying to get a taxi late at night, make sure you're on that last bus coming back to the port as well. So that bus as well will then also go on towards Alcúdia Old Town and Alcúdia Port too. So that's a little bit of news from here. Hopefully we're going to see an improvement of taxi services and maybe more licenses given as we go on through the summer. It will be on my question and answer list when I have a chat to the town hall in our next conversation. Let's see what's going to happen, because of course if you do have a taxi company that is based over in Alcúdia and they do bring a passenger back over here to Puerto Pollensa, that same taxi cannot then pick up a passenger and go back to Alcúdia Port. Don't know why, it's all part of the licensing, but I mean it's that little bit of bureaucracy that needs to be sorted out at the moment. Anyway, let's head on down to the Pine Walk. I've got a bit more of an update for you. Okay, so we're just coming down the side of the Diner Hotel. We're coming into the resort centre where we're going to see this sign. Now this sign means that cycling is actually not allowed, and it's a pedestrian area. So as we know, we get a lot of cyclists coming over here to cycle down here in the Puerto Pollensa area, but really from this point on you should not be on your bike. And you can see we've got lots of areas as well to lock up your bike too. before heading on down by the restaurants. Okay, so in one of my previous videos I received this comment, and it was from a viewer who said, I get the impression you don't like cyclists. That is not the case, but I'm down here on Puerto Pollensa Pine Walk here. Well, I'm kind of in the resort centre just on the edge of the Pine Walk to give a very, very important message to anyone coming over here on the cycling holiday. Now, this whole resort centre that we can see right in front of me here, and the whole area going onto the Pine Walk, this whole walkway, it is a pedestrian zone. It's not a cycle lane, it's not a cycle path. You can't cycle on here, and it's been driving residents absolutely crazy actually. So I want to really highlight this issue, and I want to make it very clear, if you're coming over here cycling, get off your bike and walk. Now, I have seen posts on other Facebook groups as well from cyclists who say that they cycle through here very, very carefully and they don't bother or hinder anyone. Well, as I said before, we're coming into the summer and the whole population of Puerto Pollensa swells to twice its actual natural size. When you have so many people down here on the Pine Walk, and my goodness, we're going to have a lot of people down here on the Pine Walk, do not cycle, because I do not want to hear of any incidences of accidents taking place, especially as we get a lot of families down here. We have kids running around as well. No one needs to get hurt down here. So I bet it's not going to take too long before we actually see a cyclist coming past me. Actually, here comes one now, and he's actually on this bike. See, it didn't take long, minutes into actually starting this this clip of the video, and we can actually see cyclists coming down here. So just bear in mind, if you're coming down here to Puerto Pollensa, by all means come into the resort centre, go through the resort centre, but get off your bike and walk, and please just have respect for other holiday makers down here. It's not like I don't like you, but really, I really think that this rule really needs to be highlighted, and you can see the signs everywhere too. Okay, so that's my very quick update from over here in Puerto Pollensa today. Now, I'm going to be back down here very soon to do a live stream. Make sure you get involved in that. Make sure you consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out the description text below this video as well. I'm going to put some other useful links to help you out with your holiday too. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.